Ladies and gentlemen, please take a moment and try a little experiment with me. Focus on the screen closest to you. Open your eyes wide and really focus on the things you see. Now, please, close your eyes tightly. Do you see it? If so, you're experiencing persistence of vision, a resonant image, a sort of visual aftershock of what you've seen. You'll notice it lingers, fading slowly, as if willing to persist, wanting to be remembered. Now, open your eyes. And look into your heart. What there is wanting to be remembered? I started Cina Care because I saw images I couldn't get out of my mind. There was so much to see that I couldn't unsee.
After the operation, they should become healthy kids and to be adopted.
From those persistent images came a shared vision, and that vision was evolved by a group of like minds.
The human person is built for love, to give and to receive love. We see in the orphanages is the opposite of that. We see what happens when nobody gives and nobody receives.
I became we, and a new perspective guided our persistence.
I mean, easy surgery can correct this, and this child can then become adoptable.
Through Cina Care, we began to change the way many orphans see the world and the world around them.
So this is our children's home. Let me walk you through it real quick. This is the room where all the kids sleep. And then out here is the main room.
For some, we immediately and forever changed the future.
You saw him.
Yeah, and we saw with the tumor. We
paid
for her surgery. She's completely healthy now, and she's about to be adopted.
Grace's story really is the story that sticks with me. I walked into the classroom with 30 kids, and there was this little smile, this bursting little child.
Then I picked her up and I held her, and the only thing I said to her was, "Don't forget me."
We gathered distant threads of hope and dreams, and we tied them tightly together.
She was born on September 20th, and September 21st she was found on a restaurant's doorstep. I was attached to Isabella just from her story. And then when we got the picture, we couldn't let the picture go.
She's cute, she's adorable, and hopefully she'll think the same of me when she sees me. Like every American dream, you want them to be a little better than what we had growing up.
Here we go.
My new sister's name is Isabella.
You have to take care of her. It's a lot of responsibility.
Across thousands of miles, over countless obstacles, between disparate cultures, we connected lives. Because true love persists. In the most surprising people, we found new visionaries.
Going to China really opened my eyes to seeing that the world isn't always perfect, and like seeing that kids are abandoned every day and somebody needs to help them.
Me and my brother raised enough money to build that orphanage, saving 11 kids a month, and that feeling is just like, wow.
And they came back with their eyes wide open, and they had accomplished something very meaningful.
Cliff is now to the point where he's realized that he's actually the most happy when he is doing something for someone else.
We don't have to just talk about the problems in the world, we can actually go out there and do something.
If you're starting a club, you need to go to China.
We sought leaders in our nation's youth, and in return gave growth, empowerment, and purpose.
From the University of Southern Maine,
Florida International University,
Brandeis University,
McGill University in Montreal, Canada,
Keuka College in upstate New York,
Cornell University,
and University of South Carolina,
Northwestern in Chicago,
Bergen County Academies High School.
Our successes found commitment, commitment found persistence, and persistence found more success. And we grew thanks to you.
She'd been in the orphanage for 14 years and thought, gosh, if we could help her with her scoliosis, maybe then she could be adopted. And it feels great. It just, you can see that you're helping somebody one at a time.
Nice. But the reality is never far from our celebration. There is so much to be done. An orphan's journey is only beginning with Cina Care. Kang was abandoned at just 10 months old with a life-threatening heart defect. Without surgery, he would die alone, forgotten, his life barely even acknowledged. We reached out through the Cina Care community, and within 2 weeks, individual donors, groups, and Cina Care clubs raised the substantial funds needed to provide Kang his life-saving surgery. Happy story, but hardly an ending. When we look at the landscape of what lies ahead for Cina Care, we appreciate how far we've come. And we see an unending potential for our programs to grow and to reach more children. Kang illustrates another leg that our little friends need to travel for our work to be truly worthwhile. These tiny souls need not only to be cured, but continued. Nurtured, educated, fostered, and cared for at an absolutely critical point in their development. It's one thing to understand this, and another to see to it. Today, we join with Half the Sky, a program that shares our persistent vision, a continuing care model that dovetails our mission. Together, we now form a full-spectrum model of care. The future of Cina Care is now a picture that is painted with Half the Sky. The images of Cina Care are persistent, indelible. Whether haunting, hopeful, or uplifting, they stick with us and remind us of why we're here. In these images, we find our reason to exist, our commitment to persist. Close your eyes and look into your heart.